The gym floor gleamed under harsh fluorescent lights, rows of polished machines standing like silent sentinels. The steady rhythm of clanking weights echoed through the air, a familiar soundtrack of dedication and sweat. Yet beneath this ordinary scene lingered the potential for disaster. Where the pursuit of strength could turn suddenly into tragedy, it was here that a seasoned lifter prepared for one final set of bench presses, the kind he had done countless times before. Friends spotted him briefly, but confidence led him to wave them off. The bar descended, heavy and unrelenting, pressing down with a force far greater than his fading strength could resist. The struggle was swift, the silence afterward chilling. Investigators would later question the absence of proper safety clips, the decision to lift alone, and the overestimation of strength on that day. But the true horror remained in the realization that a common exercise so routine, so familiar, had turned into a lethal trap. And this was only the beginning. The smell of chalk dust lingered in the air of a small-town gym, where a young athlete had built his reputation as a rising star. Known for his dedication, he pushed his limits daily, chasing numbers that few in his circle dared to attempt. His friends admired the discipline, yet whispered quietly about his obsession. The way he seemed to battle not just the weights, but himself. On one evening, the barbell was loaded far beyond his previous best. A hushed excitement spread among the handful of lifters nearby. He wiped his palms, tightened his belt, and stepped onto the platform with a quiet determination that silenced the room. For a moment, it felt as though all eyes bore witness to something legendary, but as the attempt began, the bar wavered. Muscles strained, veins bulged, and the weight pulled him into a depth from which there was no return. Gasps echoed, shouts followed, and panic filled the room. In seconds, triumph transformed into terror, leaving behind questions of ambition, risk, and the price of pushing too far. The hum of treadmills and the thud of running shoes filled a downtown fitness center, its glass walls glowing against the night skyline. Among the crowd was a middle-aged man, respected in his community, who came to the gym religiously after work. His dedication was quiet, almost ritualistic, a way of outrunning the stress of daily life. Colleagues knew him as reliable, a steady figure who rarely faltered. That evening, he climbed onto a treadmill, adjusting his headphones and setting the machine higher than usual. His pace quickened, sweat streaming down as determination hardened into grim resolve. But the strain began to show first in his unsteady stride, then in the color draining from his face. He stumbled once, then again, until the belt beneath him became a merciless conveyor of collapse. Witnesses rushed to his side, the once busy gym now frozen in horror. What had started as a routine run ended in silence, a chilling reminder that even the most ordinary workouts could hold fatal consequences. In the echoing quiet of a late-night gym, a young woman trained alone, her earbuds sealing her into a world of rhythm and focus. She was known by her peers for unmatched determination, the type who never skipped a session even when exhaustion pressed in. The weight room was her sanctuary, the one place she felt fully in control. That night, she set her sights on a heavy squat attempt. Her form was meticulous, her preparation precise, shoes tied, bar positioned across her shoulders, breath steady. Yet no partner stood behind her, no spotter ready to intervene. As she descended, the steel plates rattled and the crushing force pinned her lower than intended. She strained upward, face tightening with effort. But the weight pressed down harder, locking her in place. Seconds dragged into eternity as her struggle went unseen. The stillness that followed revealed how quickly isolation in pursuit of strength can turn to vulnerability. Alone in the silence, her ambition had met a brutal end. The clang of iron echoed through a warehouse-style gym where an older lifter, admired for his resilience, carried a reputation as the veteran of the community. Age hadn't slowed him. If anything, it had sharpened his resolve. His stories of past competitions inspired younger athletes, and many looked up to him as proof that strength could endure. That evening, he turned his focus to the cable machine and apparatus he had used for decades without incident. With a steady pull, the steel wires strained against the stacked plates. But in an instant, the machinery betrayed him. A snapped cable lashed forward like a whip, striking with violent force. The suddenness stunned the entire room, leaving lifters frozen mid-rep, their eyes wide in disbelief. Maintenance crews would later find signs of frayed metal, a weakness overlooked through countless hours of use. For the man who had survived so many battles with weight, it wasn't fatigue or failure that claimed him, but the very equipment he trusted most. In the corner of a high-performance training facility, a young boxer prepared for conditioning drills. His rise in the local fight scene had been swift, his name whispered with excitement in gyms across the city. Coaches praised his discipline, fans admired his fire, and even his rivals acknowledged the talent that seemed destined for greatness. That night, his training was relentless. He attacked the heavy medicine ball, hurled it against the wall, and launched into explosive jumps. Sweat poured down as his body pushed to the edge of exhaustion. Then came the rope climb, a test of pure grit. Hands wrapped tight, he ascended quickly, muscles trembling as the rope burned beneath his grip, but halfway up, something faltered. His arms gave way, his grip loosened, and gravity seized him. The fall was brutal, the sound of impact echoing across the hall. Silence followed, coaches frozen, their prizefighter sprawled on the mats. His ambition had driven him upward, but in that instant, it had dragged him violently down. In a bustling suburban gym, the clatter of weights mixed with upbeat music and scattered conversations. Among the regulars was a tall college student, known for his towering frame and constant curiosity with every piece of equipment. Friends often joked that he never left without testing something new. His enthusiasm contagious, though sometimes reckless. That evening, he turned his attention to the Smith machine, a contraption designed to offer stability for lifts. With youthful confidence, he racked the bar high and began an ambitious set. The bar slid smoothly at first, his grin visible in the mirrored wall. But in seconds, the mechanism betrayed him. A misaligned hook slipped, and the lock safety system failed to catch. The weight came down fast, unstoppable. Cries erupted, gym-goers scrambling in disbelief as the machine meant to protect instead became the instrument of disaster. For a boy whose energy seemed boundless, the sudden end felt unthinkably cruel. Echoing through every corner of the gym, in a quiet neighborhood gym, far from the noise of city centers, a young personal trainer locked up late one evening. Known for her warmth and energy, she had become the heartbeat of the small facility, guiding members through routines with patience and care. Her dedication often kept her long after hours, tidying equipment and finishing her own workouts in solitude. That night, she moved to the free weights, determined to push through fatigue. Alone, she attempted a deadlift heavier than anything she had tried before. The plates clanged as she pulled upward, her body straining against the load. But exhaustion betrayed her, her grip faltered, her stance gave way, and the weight crashed back with a force that left the room silent. By morning, the gym's doors remained locked, her absence sparking worry that turned quickly to heartbreak. Her story, like the others, reminds us that ambition and strength walk hand in hand with risk. If these accounts chilled you, share them, comment your thoughts, and remember, safety isn't optional, it's survival.